I made two versions of Minecraft, one using AI and one made by me, to find out if a raw AI can replace a game developer by the end of 2025. Minecraft is way too big and complex to recreate fully, so instead we'll focus on just core mechanics. Basic map generation, building and destruction, picks, and movement. To make things more unique, we won't use a standard steel movement. Instead, we'll play as a bee, which are inspired by the Minecraft film. Also, we will set a 20-hour time limit for each version. So, let's start with AI. We'll make the game on HTML because this way we don't need to assist the AI or set anything up, we only write prompts. So I made the first prompt and sent it to Gemini. Here is the first result I got. So we have pretty good world generation, which honestly surprised me. We can also build and break blocks, and there are several block types to place. Overall it already looks like Minecraft, but we can't fly as a bee and there are no pigs. Also, the game was lagging quite a bit, so now we should fix all of that. After playing for a few minutes I actually found flying pigs. Looks like AI probably confused them with bees. I tried to fix this version, but I kept getting bad results, so I decided to ask ChatGPT to generate a detailed prompt for Gemini, and here is the result. We can finally fly as a bee, just like wanted. AI even created the bee using simple primitives, and its wings are actually flap. We also finally have pigs. We can build and break blocks, the world is fully generated and there is even a villager house. Technically, AI already completed all the tasks we gave it, but everything looks really strange. For example, pigs are flying again and their movement is very nervous. Okay, we need to improve this. I started with the movement, and while I was trying to fix it, Gemini created a new bee visual and now it looks even closer to a real bee. I struggled for about an hour dealing with tons of bugs, but right now it looks not bad. The bee flies towards the cursor, camera smoothly follows it, and I actually like how it moves. I'll try to build something similar in my version of the game. Next I asked for a flatter world and some polishing. Gemini even added a trail behind the bee. But while fixing I lost the pigs, so I need to bring them back. I made the final powerful prompt and here's what we got. We finally fixed the pigs and this version actually looks like a cool game. Flying and building feels good, we have beautiful island and everything works. By the way, look what we can do. Yeah, I asked Gemini to add this mechanic and it looks insane. Just look at how cool the camera moves up and down. We can even jump and climb anywhere we want. I decided to play a bit and build a small house for the bee, but then I realized that a cool toilet on the beach would look way better. I tried to improve this version even further, but I couldn't really get a much better result. AI completed all the tasks we set and the game actually looks great. But now we need to make our own version, and in the end we will compare them and count how much time we actually spent. I'm going to make game in Unity. We didn't use Unity for the AI version cause the tools aren't advanced enough to make games without a human. I'll start with map generation. I created the textures and applied them to the blocks. Then I set up the scene, added water, and right now it looks like this. The next step was creating the generation algorithm. I decided to generate an island as well, and I spent a lot of time on it, so this is what I ended up with. Now we need to make the bee. I created it out of a few cubes and immediately tried to write a movement controller, but right now it feels very rigid. Once again I spent over 3 hours on it, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, the bee doesn't look great yet, since this bee has fur, and I also decided to add it. We need to make it look better. First, I'm removing the extra fur around the eyes. Next, we also need to paint the black striped areas. And finally, we need to brush it, cause right now it looks kind of messy. I also played with hair length a bit, added wings, and this is how the bee looks right now. Another interesting solution was adding these procedural legs. They analyze the surface and place themselves correctly on the ground. And the bee will hide them while they're flying. I added building and destruction mechanics and moved to polishing. I made these dust particles and want to move them under the bee, but moving them together isn't a good variant because the particles always need to stay on the ground. To achieve this, we should cast a ray from the bee perpendicular to the ground. Every frame we calculate the intersection point, and that's exactly where we need to spawn the particles. As you can see, the particles are now spawning correctly, but there is still one more problem. When I fly higher, there should be fewer of them, since the air affects the ground less. To solve this, we measure the distance from the bee to the ground, and adjust the number of particles based on that distance. After all these changes, everything started working properly. Another thing I noticed was this nice beach, and I wanted to add some reeds to it. I want the reeds to start swaying when I fly closer. To do that, I created a shader that moves only the top part of the object. Now we will use the same technique as with particles. The closer I get, the stronger the swaying becomes, and when I fly away, it completely stops. I was already running out of time, but we still had to add peaks, so in just a few minutes I made this peak and wrote a controller that lets it walk around. Alright guys, we've completed all the tasks, and now we can take a look at the final result. As you can see, AI still isn't very good at building games on its own, even with agent-based systems, but honestly, what it can already do is still impressive. I spent 6 hours on the AI game and 22 hours on our version. In my opinion, right now AI makes the most sense as a supporting tool that can speed up development many times over. So in the next video I won't be against AI anymore. I'll work together with it to build a mobile game, and we'll find out if it's actually possible to earn real revenue from it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my first video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. And if you have any ideas, leave them in comments or feel free to message me on Instagram. And Happy New Year!